All right, y'all, so I'm finna pull by the 4 pallet saw job that we did. I guess it's been about 6 weeks now, maybe even a little bit longer. They were supposed to have cut it, so. Right here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Y'all see that, man? That shit looks good. He needs to cut it though. He needs to cut it lower. And so that's what I'll tell him when I call him. Y'all see that? He ain't cutting it low enough. So a couple of you guys asked me what was going on here. I didn't run it all the way to the fence because my property line is like 3 inches on the other side of this post, right? There's no room for error over here. And I know that I can lay a pipe in here like it is, and I can run and it'll drain. I really don't have to worry about it draining. But like I said, I'm going to be replacing the fence. So if I'm replacing the fence, if I pour the concrete all the way up to it, I'm done, man. I won't be able to. Yeah, I won't be able to do anything. Because there's just 4x4 posts, and they've been there 15 years. So yeah, they've been there a long time, since 2010 or so. Yeah, damn. And so y'all see, we got drainage, man. I figured that they would stop about right here, you know, but he went on and he said, hey man, I can put a dip in it right there where you can open this door up, and obviously it's gonna all drain this way. It's not even close. But look, he cut the lines in. Look at that. See? And that's, you know, I won't turn the water hose on. I'm gonna put the hose back up. Okay guys, good morning. So it's Saturday morning. We just got a huge, a real big torrential downpour for about, the rain was blowing up against the door. So water did come in here a little bit. Not nearly as bad as it would have, but you see, there's no sitting water on the concrete. Now, what I was talking about on the drainage pipe stuff, this is exactly what I envisioned when we decided to do this right here. You know, that pipe, see that pipe is half buried now, but I'm gonna dig all that out. Not today, but I am. But this is what I was worried about right here. See, water's gonna sit up here on the high side. I call this the high side of the concrete. And until it's gonna eventually undermine that. And it's going to stay muddy in here. But this is where I'm talking about laying a pipe, a perforated pipe. Now somebody was saying, just lay a solid pipe in there. No, a solid pipe's not going to. How's a solid pipe going to catch water? The water's got to be ran to the solid pipe. So I need something that'll catch water. So I would dig just a little bit right in here, put some gravel in there, right? And then lay a pipe or two, and then tie it into the one that I have right here. See? Now, they put that blocker in there to keep all the trash out of there until I do that. So, but you see, there's no water sitting nowhere on this. The drain. One thing I did notice about the slab is great, right? The way it's pitching is really sweet. You see there's no water. The only water, and I was in here when it was going and rain was hitting the door. Now if rain hits the door, well, you're going to get this. I don't know how you can stop that, but it was a lot of rain really fast too. That's just some of what I was thinking. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do anything. I'd like to be able to go to the dump. That would be a good thing to do today. and then stop by and get me some gravel. I can't get no gravel right now because the dump trailer's got trash on it. And this slab's going to get scarred up big time. I mean, it is. You're not going to, I mean, this machine on this slab turning and everything, it's just going to, I mean, this slab is going to catch hell. And that's what I bought it for. I'd rather turn on a slab than on mud like that. It's going to keep the inside of the building a lot cleaner. Not to mention, I can park the skid outside on the slab and squirt it off, you know, if it's really, really muddy. Now, I don't know that I would want to squirt it off and all the mud coming in here, but see, I can park the skid over there on the edge and then squirt it off from over there. But yeah, I expected water to come in when the rain was actually coming in and hitting the door. The wind was blowing. But up there, that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about, and I got I got probably 60 feet of perforated pipe. So I got a roll of it in my shipping container. So, but I tell you what, it's it's pretty freaking inconvenient not being able to bring stuff on here. And well, Ray, man, you're gonna make tracks on it and everything if you try to unload the mowers. I know, man, you know, but it's gonna get dirty, and you know, well, that's just the nature of it. One thing that I'm gonna have to do is, I was looking in the grate here, because when they cut the expansion joints, you know, a lot of debris and stuff has fallen into the bottom of this. But you can take the grate off, right? And I've already removed the first two pieces, and the way it's designed, you can remove, you know, it all the way down. It's like, you know, 1.5 foot pieces or whatever. But one thing that I kind of, as I'm looking at everything, I love the slab and everything. I kind of wish this thing was bigger, was wider, you know, because this not, I mean, the kind of dirt and stuff that come off that machine right there, it'll clog this thing up. I mean, if you were to just solely use it. Like, say this thing is, I don't know, 3.5 inches wide or something like that. I kind of wish it was like 8 inches wide, 10 inches wide, where it's a massive, you know, grate to where it can carry massive stuff. Man, I'm thinking about jumping in the old truck and hooking up to the dump truck and trying to go to the dump. But see, you get down there, it might not let you into the yard area. But we had rain, a hardcore. I mean, yeah, I mean, it was a torrential downpour. You couldn't even see. Like, I was sitting here and it was pouring down raining. I couldn't even hardly even see the machine. It was just, wow, you know, and I didn't want to raise the door then, but I could hear it hitting the door. And one thing about the metal buildings and all, you're always, you know, I don't know what everybody thinks about them or whatever, but you're always going to have stuff like this. At least I always have around the doors, you know. More so if it wasn't for that drain, because the water will build up in the mud and then get up to here, and then when you come out of the building, you're stepping into a mud hole. And that's why I got concrete. So I will admit there's one issue, you know, and there always is. There's one issue here, you know, I added on, you know, that piece of pipe on the end. And in order to do that, I don't really understand. That's, you know, man, I really don't even want to go into all that because I'm going to get a bunch of negative comments. Okay, so y'all know I got a really good price on the concrete, and everything looks really good. But the curveball that I threw at them at the last moment, the concrete trucks were on their way. You know, the concrete truck was on its way here. Y'all know I was talking to the older gentleman about the drainage here. Let's run another pipe out of this, can we? Just run it to here and just leave it, and then I can tie into it, and I can lay me a I can lay a perforated pipe against the concrete, not under the concrete. This is the only thing going under it. Basically, take a piece of that pipe that we got out there that we pulled out, and just extend, run it in here, and extend, just bring it out to here, outside the concrete. Okay. So then if you're all gone, the concrete's set, blah blah blah. I can lay a perforated pipe down alongside the concrete here, right? And then I can tie into that, and it'll take this water that's going to be. This is what happens when you don't properly plan, and I don't even blame the install guys. I really don't, because 20 minutes before the truck got here is when I told them about the drainage here, right? And that just, you know, goes back to just being inexperienced and not really knowing what I don't know nothing. You know, you don't know nothing, you don't know nothing, man. You can't, and it always costs you. But what I think I'm probably gonna do, I'm gonna buy another piece of this drainage, this stuff right here, and I'm gonna run it all the way to the end. Because this is gonna be some problems right here over time. I don't like that big hump right there, and the reason that hump is there is because the 4-inch pipe is too high. So you see how water is pooling up right there. Not much, and in the grand scheme of life, it ain't a big deal. But what's got to happen is, and I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. I'll cut this concrete. I'll cut a trench in there, and I'll buy another piece of this. I'll do that myself. I could do that with a freaking, with a grinder if I wanted to. Ray, I'd call them back and have them fix that. Yeah, but it's $6,700, y'all. I ain't gonna cry too much. You can't. If that's the only imperfection, that is the only thing I see. And actually, it's what I see. The application of everything is working just like they told me it would. I mean, we just had a torrential downpour, and there is no water anywhere pooled up anywhere on here. But the one thing that they didn't plan for was for me to want them to run a pipe on that. And I just came up with that on the spur of the moment, man. I came up here and looked at it the morning they were pouring, right before they got here. I was getting ready to go to work, and that's when I came up with that, when y'all saw the video. And you know, the concrete truck was on its way, so they were limited on how much time they had. So that's the only thing that I'm a little disappointed in. But the feasibility is, it works. Everything works, you know. Another thing that I made a mistake on, and this caused them some logistical problems while they were doing the concrete, is they had no way to get around the concrete. Like, if I had been thinking, I would have made access to this door right here. All I had to do was before the concrete, just use a skid steer, pick up on that shelf right there, and pull it away from that door so they could go in and out that door. See, they kept having to go from that door to the edge. And as the concrete was setting, you see where they had to cover up right here where they had something on the concrete. So freaking nice, man. And see, now you're gonna have sea light water like here sitting. You see, I need to dig something right there so the water don't, you see. Damn, man, I didn't realize it was, yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna get my post hole diggers real quick and dig me up so that water don't sit there. Okay, y'all. Good morning. Saturday morning. It's 10:30. We got a torrential rain, and I've been up there at the shop, you know, trying to make sure that no water is getting hung up anywhere, right? Well, you don't know how good the drainage is going to do until it actually rains like this, and There's a few spots that I had to dig out a little bit so the water could flow, not in on the concrete, of course, but on the edges, like down around the shipping container, on the high side of the shipping container, on the building side. Water was accumulating on the side of the slab there. And then on the high side against the fence that goes into the backyard, the water's been sitting there. I knew water was going to sit there, and that's what I was telling. Now there are some things going on with that drainage thing, because I flipped the script on them at the last minute. But I'm going to have to figure it out. We're going to have to see how things go. I'm definitely going to lay a pipe in there, and one guy was saying, you know, put a solid pipe in. Well, a solid pipe's not going to catch no water, man. I mean, I would have to run all the water to the mouth of the solid pipe, and up there, I'm eventually, you know, I'm going to be moving the fence, and I think I've probably said it a couple times, and I hate to keep repeating myself because I forget what I say, you know, but you're definitely going to be able to catch some of the water on the high side there. Now, is it ideal that the slab didn't go all the way to the fence? It's not ideal, but you know, when we were, you know, talking about it, I knew that I was going to replace the property line fence, right? I knew that. And I know that I'm going to be moving and replacing the fence into the backyard. We're going to make it wider. Now I can't make it wider on the property line fence because I'm actually like 4 inches from the property line. I mean, there's no room for error. And if I poured concrete all the way up to the fence, then I would have a hard time replacing the posts and all. And those are old 4x4 posts. They've been there over 10 years. And when I replace the fence, I'm going to go with 4x6s. So I'm going to have to be digging. And I don't want to be having to break concrete and stuff to dig to stay on the property line. You got to stay on the property line because they're funny. Y'all know how neighbors can be sometimes. But other than that, shoot, that slab is awesome. And y'all notice in the video, I put a little clip up before this, that there's no water sitting anywhere on the slab. The slab actually comes out of the building, going down just a little bit, and then it goes, and then there's an incline. You can't hardly see it on camera, but you can see it, you can feel it, you know. So I haven't, you know, driven anything on it or anything. You know, I'm going to wait as long as I can. They say water will help it cure harder. I don't know, but right now I'm finna go to the dump, y'all. I'm gonna try to get all this stuff off this trailer, man. We'll get on over here to the dump, and this is not the dump I like to go to, but I got to do something productive today. Can't do anything in weather like this. If I can get this stuff off this trailer to the dump, that will be just gravy on top, man. You know, it's wet, man. But I'm kind of glad that it rained like this, so now I can see already everything that I need to see about the new slab, you know. Maybe I can drive fast, man, on the back roads and it'll all be off before I get to the dump. Wouldn't that be sweet? No, just bullshit, y'all. Just bullshit. Okay, so yeah, I just had to strap that one down, man. Okay, y'all. Obviously I'm not gonna be able to cut that yard like I was talking about earlier, but there is a few things I can do up here to kind of start the cleaning up process out here. This dirt up here is just terrible dirt, so I need to move it. I need to get, and it's not ideal, you know, with it being muddy. I need to spread this dirt out, man. It's bad, man. Everything is so wet. I mean, I got a whole nother load of, look, I mean, see, all that stuff's got to be fixed. And I need to get this bucket. How do I get to this bucket? You know, I mean, the first thing you do is you you let some of this water out right here, right? Just a little, don't take much, just enough to let that water run on down the hill. All that water over there. Yeah, I mean, bad, real bad. Now see the water sitting here? This is what I was talking about. So I don't know exactly what I'm gonna get into here. I need to actually, I ain't even gonna try to do nothing in here right now. I need a rake. I'm gonna get I got fabric and everything for this area right here. I'm gonna put fabric over all this. It's not fabric, it is geo stuff. And I don't know for sure, I gotta get this down. I wish he had not done this, piled all this stuff back up against here. Because the forms have got to come up, and I'm gonna want to run. I got textile fabrics for here. It'll go all the way over there where the wheelbarrow is. But you don't really need that much because the slab, the asphalt ends right there. So I'm gonna get in the skid and I'm gonna, yeah, a few things I need to do. I don't really know exactly. It's so muddy, it ain't even gonna really. So look, the asphalt comes all the way to right here, y'all. See that? Hey, this is asphalt right here under my feet. So I don't really, all I gotta do is just have this area right here, from that corner right here, just in here, about 4 or 5 foot off the driveway, and then just maybe even get some more millings. But this is not cool. Holding water and everything, man. God, what a freaking mess. But when it's not raining, I ain't got time. So what do you do, man? Yeah, I'm gonna put y'all up here on the fence, man. I don't even know what I'm gonna get into. But I know I can do a little something here. So. That soil is terrible. Now I got down pretty good, down to the subgrade, I guess you'd call it. Well, this right here is pretty hard stuff right here. It's not mushy. Even when it gets wet, it's not mushy. I think he's coming tomorrow to get the forms. I told him, he said, I'll be over there to get the forms over the weekend. I'm like, man, you ain't got to work over the weekend to get the forms up. It's not a big deal for me. I can get the forms up easy, man, with the forks. It's not a big deal. But now what I need to do is I need to get all this stuff, put all this stuff in the backyard for now, so I can get all this fixed and graded. I'm getting rid of all that topsoil. I want subgrade. I want this hard dirt. Now some of this right here I will be able to use in the backyard around the swimming pool, but that's a lot of dirt, man. That's more than what my dump trailer could hold. So, but if it'll, let it dry out some, and then I might be able to spread it around, you know, on the back side of the shipping container over there. I just don't want to have to haul, you know, pay to haul it out of here, man. But you know, I will. I don't know where I would take it. I don't know that I can haul enough to where it's worth going to the dump. But it's probably 2 dump trailer loads. But yeah, get all that on the machine now. See, well, Ray, that's what you get for being out there in the mud. I had to do something productive today. I had to make it where I can at least see daylight, man. I can't do nothing else. Yeah, this looks pretty good right here, though, I think. Now, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do right here, but I'm tired of it holding water. This gravel right here is probably going to go to the side, on the high side up there between the slab and the fence. So yeah, I'm gonna pick it up so some of this water can drain out of here. I mean, we just keep getting more and more rain, so. All right. Yeah. Oh yeah. See it? But I have a big roll of fabric, a big roll of geo fabric. If this stuff right here will dry, I might be able to spread it around, man. Not here. That's a whole lot of freaking dirt. How many tons of dirt y'all think that is? And it's wet too, I guarantee, and a lot of gravel in it too. I bet you that's at least 10 tons, 8 tons. It's a bunch, man, a lot. And I've been wanting to do that for a long time, but so now basically what you got is when water hits up there, it'll shed like it's supposed to. It won't sit up there. Y'all see that? I don't know if y'all can see that. But I'm gonna jump in the wife's car and go get me something to eat, man. Yeah, she's gonna bitch about it because I'm dirty, but yeah. Not working tomorrow, y'all. I told Cam, hey man, well, I texted him and said, hey man, I'm not gonna be doing anything tomorrow. It's just too wet, and I'll go do the ones I would normally do today, solo, you know. So I gotta have something to eat, man. I'm hungry. But yeah, y'all.